Okay, I'm super excited. We have Sydney with us tonight. She's a triple diamond with It Works. I met Sydney last year, right after the cruise at the airport. She was actually a double diamond at the time, and we chatted for like hours because we were waiting on our flights and stuff. So we've been friends ever since, and she's super awesome. She's a triple diamond now, working on presidential diamond. So she's going to give us some of her tips and tricks for the business and how she runs her business on social media and all that stuff. So, Sydney, if you just want to tell us a little bit about yourself and how you got started with It Works.
Yeah, sure. Okay, so I've actually been in the business longer than all of y'all. I started in July of 2014. I was a full-time college student working a full-time job, so I was super busy, just like Courtney was, except she might have been a little bit busier. But I was really busy when I joined. So this is obviously totally doable with a busy schedule. I joined after like 3 months of, I don't want to say skepticism, but like I saw all the before and after pictures of the wrap on social media, and I was kind of just like, whatever, like that's not really going to work. So I just didn't really ever want to try it. And then I'd gained some weight in college, and so I was actually about to go on a trip to the beach. And so one of the girls that had been asking me to try it, I texted her and I was like, hey, like bring me one of the wraps. So I bought one of the wraps for 25 bucks, and I seriously had amazing results. Actually, the first day that I tried it, she texted me and she was like, so how'd you like your results? I was like, I don't see any difference. Like I was like so bitter about it. And then like after 3 days, my results were seriously crazy because I kept drinking water. And so I was like, oh my gosh, this is awesome. So it's kind of funny. I actually didn't sign up with the girl that sold the wrap to me. I signed up with another girl because she like was posting on Facebook about it. She was reaching out to me. She was asking me to join. She was answering all my questions like, pretty quickly. So I ended up joining with someone else. And so I joined, like I said, I was a college student. I was working, and I just like was so excited. I signed so many loyal customers in the beginning. Just because I was telling everyone about it. So everywhere I went, like I was so excited, I could not keep my mouth shut about the wraps. And so that was like the main thing that I talked about. And I had my before and after pictures on my phone. So every single person that I worked with literally got wrapped. Like corporate teaches blitz, wrap, repeat. Like that's no joke. Like if you can get the wrap on people, you will create so many leads for your business. Because what happened for me is every time I wrap somebody, I had the time to sit there while I was putting the wrap on them, and I was talking to them about the company, and they were feeding off my excitement, and then I got to talk to them about the other products. And usually when you wrap somebody, it makes them interested in either buying more wraps, as a loyal customer for cheaper, or it makes them interested in trying something else or becoming a distributor. So it's so good to get the wrap on people. So I did that as much as possible. And everyone who came into my work, I was a bartender at Chili's. I don't know if I already said that. And so everyone who came into my work, like I was always talking about it. I was showing everyone my before and after pictures. Like I was just so excited. And I definitely think when you join this company, like if you're not excited, find something and go get excited about it. Like write down your why, write down, why you joined this company and what you want out of this. And that's what's going to get you excited. So I saw the vision with the company after meeting my upline, Susan Wade. She was like 25, and her husband, Michael, was, I think, like 26 or 27. And they were both retired with It Works, and they had 2 little girls at the time. Now they have 3. But just like meeting them and hearing their story, like I never knew that was like a possible thing for people to like stay at home with their kids. Like I had literally never heard of that. So I was like, oh my gosh, this company's awesome. So then I couldn't even keep my mouth shut even more about it. And so I pretty much built to Double Diamond just pretty much from Facebook and talking to people in person. I did a launch wrap party, and I think like 8 people came, but all 8 people joined. I think I had one as a retail customer, and the rest joined as loyal customers. And so within 6 months of just doing that, posting on Facebook, being excited, talking to people about it. By the way, I had one It Work shirt, and I wore the shirt like everywhere. Like I washed it all the time and just wore it over and over again. And I was actually thinking about this the other night because I was doing a video. I remembered like I would literally go out, and while I was in my car, I was like, okay, if I was going to a restaurant, I was like, I'm going to sign up a loyal customer tonight, or I'm going to give out 1 Blitz card tonight. And I would do it, and I wouldn't let myself leave without doing it. And I should probably still do that more. I feel like sometimes I rely a little too much on social media now, and I really shouldn't, because in the beginning, I signed up so many people just from talking to them in person. So anyways, I wasn't happy in my job. I was really stressed out. I worked a lot of hours, and after, meeting Susan and Michael and hearing their stories, and then hearing so many other people's stories within the company, I was like, okay, like, there's so many different people. All these successful people have different personalities. Like, there's no reason that I can't do it too. So I worked really hard, and within 6 months, I got to leave my job. I had just gone Ruby when I quit my job, but I was actually making a really high Ruby check because I was signing so many loyal customers. So I actually got to quit my job. That was December. So I joined in July, quit my job in December. I was a Ruby. And then in January, this was January 2015, I made the best decision, like one of the best decisions of my life, and I went to conference. And if some of y'all are still deciding if you want to get a conference ticket, there's still conference tickets for sale, right?
Yeah, I don't know how long they'll last, but there are a few left, I think.
Okay, yeah. I was going to say, like, I've been out to dinner for a couple hours, and I wouldn't have been surprised if they sold out while I was at dinner.
It's crazy how fast they go.
Yeah. So, y'all, get to conference. Like, do anything you can to get that ticket and go, because I went into conference as a brand new Ruby, and then I went Diamond 2 months later. Actually, like, within 1 month in March, I promoted from Ruby to Diamond. And I left one part out. I actually lost 18 pounds with the triple threat my first 2 months of the company. So one thing I always did is I had my ADBV auto ship set up. So every single month I was changing my products and trying a new product every month. But I used the greens, the ThermoFit, the fat fighters the first 2 months, and I lost 18 pounds. So I wanted to make sure I went back really quick and explain that, because that's definitely something that helped me sign so many loyal customers, because I was the product. A lot of you are skinny mini, and you can't use, you don't really need to use the weight loss stuff, but find something. It's not like Courtney's not going to have like amazing results from the triple threat because she's tiny, but like you can use hair, skin, and nails, like the exfoliating peel, Confianza. Find something that you absolutely love and post about it all the time, because being a product of the product is something that has helped me so much in this business. But anyways, back to where I was. So I promoted to Diamond in March. So I was 9 months into the company. I got a $20,000 double good bonus. And then 4 months later, I promoted to double Diamond, and I got a $15,000 regular good bonus. So I was explaining this to my team the other night. It's so crazy because within my first 6 months in the company, I went from a $0 income to about $600 a month as a Ruby. I think I was making a little more than that, but a Ruby on average is $600. And then within the next 6 months, because I went to conference, that 7th month, I promoted from Ruby all the way to double Diamond. So from $600 a month to $6,000 a month. And I can honestly say a lot of that motivation and determination came from going to conference. Like, it will change your world. So promoted to double Diamond that year.
So how long did it take you to get to double Diamond?
1 year.
1 year. And it took you 7 months to get to Diamond, or 9?
It was 9 months to get to Diamond. 9. Okay, so maybe it was 3 months after I went Diamond, I went double.
Okay.
And then, so that was, I think, July of 2015. And then I promoted to triple Diamond this year in March, and I got a $50,000 double good bonus. And I've been blocked in for presidential for a little while. I'm just working on getting the volume and getting really strong so that, I can be a really strong presidential when I get there. And yeah, I mean, this company's been so awesome. Like, I got to pay off my first car a year and a half before it was even due to be paid off. I got to buy a new Jeep, like my dream Jeep that I've always wanted. I've saved a lot of money. I'm planning to buy a house sometime next year. And I forgot to mention this. I paid off my student loans with one paycheck, one of my first triple Diamond paychecks. So this company has just been such a blessing in my life.
And how old are you?
22.
22, and she's been able to pay off all of this stuff. And so, how old were you when you started? You were
20.
20.
Yeah.
Okay. So you've been in for a little over 2 years now?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So, you've had your ADBV auto shipment. Sorry, guys, bear with me. I've been sick, so if I'm coughing, I'm sorry. But so you've been in over 2 years. you've had success. It's taken you 2 years to get to triple diamond. You're making that steady income. You've paid off so much stuff, and some people make it a year and they quit. I've even had diamonds, I've had double diamonds, I've had rubies, people that start for an extra $500 and then they just quit after a year. They're like, okay, I'm bored, I'm sick of it. How have you kept, I am so passionate about the business. I don't think I could ever just quit the business. It didn't matter if I was making an extra 1,000 because I was started for $500. Like that's $1,000 I didn't have. So how have you stayed in love with the business? How have you kept yourself going? Because some people are like, oh, I just got bored, or, oh, I just got tired of it. You have to see it as a job. You have to see it as a career. And so how have you kept yourself accountable to stay in longer than 2 years and to make sure that you reach that goal?
Well, I think you definitely have to keep it fun. I've definitely gotten in my funks to where I turn it into too much of a job, and that's when it kind of starts to get not fun anymore. While you do have to treat this like a business, because if you treat it like a business, it'll pay you like a business. It's also important to make sure that you're having fun and being yourself. And I've just always been adding to my why. So I tell my team, like, if you're ever in a funk, go literally take a piece of paper and a pen and write out your why. And you have to know that it's possible for you to do that with this company, because so many people have done it before you, And if you go to an event, like, you'll see every single person on stage is so different from one another. Like, everybody looks different. Everyone has different personalities. They work their business different, So there's going to be someone that's kind of like you. And if they've been successful, then you can be successful too. But yeah. And then, like, another thing, if I ever start to feel like not motivated, or like, I'm just kind of down or in a funk or whatever, I let myself be in that funk for like 5 minutes, and then I make myself snap out of it, because I'm like, Sydney, you're risking way too much right now. Like, this is an amazing opportunity right in front of you, and you're not about to throw this away because you're getting in your own head and like lying to yourself. Or really, I think Satan a lot of times tries to mess with our heads. But I just go outside and I sit on the back porch and I just pray. And I'm like, God, take away all these negative thoughts from me right now, and, just help me in the business. And then I come back and I get rid of every negative thought, and I just kind of rejuvenate myself. Is that a word? I don't know.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying. No, I love that.
It's definitely a mindset for sure.
It is. And another thing I always recommend is, like, go to a sideline sister. It doesn't even have to be an upline. It doesn't even have to be a downline. It doesn't have to be anybody on your team, because sometimes I think, like, when you get in your own head, you don't want your downline to know that you're in a funk. You don't want your upline to know that you're in a funk. So sometimes, like, having sideline sisters and people that will hold you accountable, sometimes is even better. Like, me and Sydney have been that for the last year. She was down one day. She said, hey, girl, we had a long talk. I told her what was going on with my business, like, you need those people in your business, and they're your friends, and they have nothing to do with your paycheck. So sometimes getting that feel, give yourself 10 minutes to be in a funk, and then get out of it and get back to work, because, you're going to have 10 minutes and then it's time to go back to work. So I definitely love that. You have to hold yourself accountable, because this business will change your life, but you have to give it time to change your life, because you aren't going to become a millionaire overnight. When you start off new distributors, so to be a triple diamond, you have to be completing your steps of success. You have to be enrolling. How do you start off your new distributors whenever you enroll them?
Well, I've actually kind of changed things up a little bit lately, and it's actually been working a lot better. It's a lot more personal. Basically, when they join, obviously, like, I talk to them and get to know them and ask them their why, kind of just get them pumped up. Add them to the team page. I have like a pinned post. It's basically like, I think you do like a startup email, right? It's like the same thing. It's just a post on our team page. It explains Ruby, steps to success, terminology, all that type stuff. But what I've been doing lately that has really helped is I've been actually getting on a FaceTime or a Zoom with my new distributor, just us two. And, I'm super busy. Even though this is all I do, I still am super busy. And for a while, I kind of wasn't doing that, because I was like, I'm too busy. Like, when I sign a lot of distributors, it's hard for me to take that one-on-one time. but doing this really has helped because I'm getting to know those people and we're making a better connection. And, when you sign someone up and they don't have a connection with you, it's so much easier for them to just give up when it gets hard and just walk away because they don't know you, so they don't feel bad walking away, So I think like making these connections with them and getting them on, a Zoom and going back through the steps of success, Ruby, asking if they have any questions and just talking with them. That's pretty much all I've done. And then they, I'll help them make some posts or I'll help them message people, have them make their hundreds list or just a list of as many people as they can. And then I kind of just send them a message to send to all their potential loyals and potential distributors. And then I'll have them screenshot the message to me when someone responds. That way I can help them respond. Because I know when I was, in the beginning, I said a lot of the wrong things and I probably scared a lot of people off. So I try to skip that with them and, help them respond to these people. That way they can learn, how to respond on their own soon enough. So that's pretty much it. I mean, I keep it simple, but it's a lot more personal than I used to be about it.
No, I love that. And I love how you hop on a Zoom with them. I found that like that one-on-one connection is like super helpful because you kind of get to know each other on a personal level because you do sign a lot of people through social media. So you don't really know them. So I think hopping on a Zoom and stuff, and also I think that it probably helps you train them better too. Like, I mean, just hopping on a Zoom and seeing face-to-face and not just texting the whole thing. What are your best tips on working social media for your business? Because at first it was Facebook and face-to-face. So now you do a lot of Instagram and Facebook. And a lot more social media has like come about in the last 2 years. So how do you successfully run your Instagram or Facebook social media?
I follow the famous Jade Hooper 3-3 rule every day. So, I mean, I try to post, y'all already know what it is. I don't even need to say it. 3-3 rule, 3 business posts, product posts. But I do a lot of personal stuff too. And just the algorithms with Facebook and Instagram now, not everything shows up as much as it used to. So I try to do a lot of like interaction posts. Like I'll post statuses on Facebook that get, people commenting. Like this morning I posted a picture of our ProFit and I asked for protein shake recipes. I couldn't think of the word. And so that got some people commenting. Like anything that I can think of where I can kind of like sneak the business in or the products a little bit and get people interacting. But yeah, I mean, I think I probably run Instagram pretty much 3-3 rule, and I'm just so consistent with it. I mean, I message the people who like my posts, not every single day. A couple times a week I will. I don't message the people who liked my posts like from today, just because I don't want to scare anyone off if they have just followed me today. So what I do is I go back to a post from like 5 days ago and I'll start messaging the people who liked that post. Just super simple. Hey girl, thanks for the love on my posts, my page lately. I love following you. Like your son's so cute or just whatever, something personal. And this is only after I literally have gone and looked at their profile and I really do truly mean these things. I'm not just BSing them. And then I'll say like, I really think you'd be so good at what I do. Like, would you be interested in hearing more? Just something so simple. But I only send that to people who I like legitimately think would be good at what I do or could, use business. And then I message the people who like my product posts too.
I love that. Whenever you enroll distributors and stuff, I'm sure you have people that come in. We have all different types of people that come in. We have some that are super pumped and super ready to get going and they just take off. Then we have some that are a little bit worried more about what people think. They're kind of self-conscious, like they don't want to post on social media. They're having a hard time with what people think, or they're worried that, well, if they don't get enough likes, then it's not a good post, or people aren't going to buy from them, or people aren't going to support them. So how do you get your distributors and stuff out of that mindset? Because my deal is, they're not going to pay your bills. People's opinions don't pay your bills, and they just, I don't have never had a problem with it, so I try to relate to them. But what is your best tips on getting your distributors out of that mindset?
Well, I think as long as number one, your posts aren't advertisements and you're sharing your heart and you're really truly sharing your passion for this business and, your posts are really personal and it's about you, instead of just posting a bottle of greens, like post a selfie with your greens, telling what it's done for you or what it's doing for you. So as long as you are doing those things and you're just sharing your heart, who cares what people think? You're being honest. You're being real, When I first joined this company, gosh, y'all, I had so many people make negative comments because it works. I mean, a lot of people had never even heard of it. I mean, still a lot of people have never heard of it. But in my area, it was so new. None of my friends had ever heard of It Works. So they were very skeptical. They're like, what the heck is this? So people would make a lot of negative comments. And I had to delete a lot of people on Facebook just because I don't need that negativity. If they're not bettering my life, then I don't need to listen to what they're saying. So, I had to do a lot of that, and I had to do a lot of just ignoring people. And I mean, I've made a video tonight on my Facebook, a live video, and I had some guy that I used to hang out with in a friend group make a comment, and I just had to ignore it because he's not going in the direction that I'm going in life. He's not going to be, he might be successful, but he's not. I'm trying to do something good for myself. And the way I see it, if they're not going to support me, then they're not my true friend anyway. And so who cares what they have to say? And I just think that's the mindset you have to have, Pray about your business every day and put it in God's hands and ask him to lead you and guide you in how you post and how you portray your business. And there's always going to be people who are going to say negative stuff, whether you're doing good or you're doing bad. Any star or anything in this world, even Jesus, there are people who talk bad about Jesus after all that he's done, So
that's very true. No, I love that. So you've been in over 2 years. You enroll consistently. You do your steps to success, which is, if you don't know, is 3 distributors and 4 loyal customers every month. So how are people to think that, because you talk to people and then you talk to some distributors that are like, no one's interested, or I don't have anybody that wants to buy from me, or everybody in my area do this. So how, after 2 years, are you finding new leads and you're finding new people and finding new potentials? What are your tactics on finding new people to join you and to try the products and stuff? Because I still talk to people every day that have never even heard of It Works. So what do you do to reach out and find new people?
I'm always following new people on Instagram. Y'all, there's millions of people on Instagram. We're never going to run out of people.
And we're in tons of countries.
Yes, we're in so many countries now. And so many new people turn 18 every single day. So, we're never going to run out of people.
I never think of that.
Yeah. Actually, somebody, I don't know, one of the ambassadors said something about that the other day, and I was like, that's so true. I add some new people on Facebook. I don't do it every day, but sometimes I'll go through and I'll add new people on Facebook. Anytime I'm out, I just socialize with people. Not even about the business. Literally, if I take an Uber, somehow I always end up telling the Uber driver about what I do. Literally anywhere I go, I can be sitting next to someone at Starbucks and just saying, hey, how are you to somebody? You'll be surprised how it can end up turning into, oh, well, what do you do? Well, I'm a rep for It Works. Have you ever heard of it? Boom. You go somewhere and you haven't seen somebody in a long time. They're going to ask you, well, what have you been up to lately? Boom. That's always your opportunity to say, well, I'm a rep for It Works now, and it's awesome. Have you ever heard of it? And so I do that a lot. And a lot of times when I meet new people, I always get them to add me on Facebook. I'll come up with some reason to get them to add me on Facebook, or I'll pull up Facebook on my phone and hand it to them and be like, add me on Facebook really quick, girl, so we can stay in touch or whatever. So you're always growing your network as long as you're talking to people and just being friendly. And even if you're an introvert, I don't want any of you who are watching this to think, well, I'm shy, so I can't do that. Even if you're an introvert, you can still do this on social media and follow new people and just, comment on their stuff and interact with people.
And, when we did a Zoom with Pam last week, and she was like, she kind of mind-boggled her that people are like, I'm going to go out and blitz today. No, you should be blitzing every day. Never lose an opportunity to talk about the business. So, if you're a school teacher and you do It Works, and someone says, well, what do you do? Say, well, I'm a school teacher, but I'm also a rep for It Works Global, and I do that on the side. You can always implement the business. Don't ever leave out an opportunity to talk about it or to tell people what you do, because there's so many opportunities during the day. Just even when someone just says, how's your day? Oh, good. Just find a way to incorporate it just in your everyday talk. And it's not going to feel spammy. It's not going to feel salesy. You're just incorporating it into the conversation. So I love that. And I think with working with social media, I built my whole business using social media. So it's even been something for me to talk about it more face-to-face and blitz more throughout the day. Wear your It Works gear. Have blitz cards on you. Have your business cards on you. Never lose an opportunity to give that to someone because you never know who's going to need it. So I love that you talk about doing more face-to-face because your network doesn't just have to be social media. So even though there are millions and millions and millions of people on social media, but just you'll be so surprised that, because Pam also said that people during, when they're blitzing or they're talking about social media, they're like, well, everyone's doing it. Well, you're in a social media bubble. If you go to your neighbors and you go to Walmart or you go to Target or you go to different places, you're going to find people that have never even heard of it because not everyone is just social media inclined, Not everyone is just sitting on their phones 24/7. So I love that.
I wanted to add in, I love wrap parties. I do wrap parties as much as I can. I don't do a lot.
We've been trying to implement them more.
Yeah, it's so crazy because literally at a wrap party, if you're just working on social media, you can fill out your steps to success in a month. Yes, you can, but it takes a longer process because you're texting back and forth. It's going to take several times talking to somebody to get them to join. But at a wrap party, you can literally complete your steps to success in one night because everyone's right there. They've already come with the mindset that they're going to be spending money that night. They're going to be ordering something or signing up for something. So I love wrap parties.
Sorry, when I start coughing, I cannot stop coughing. What do your wrap parties usually look like? Do you usually launch your new distributors? Do you do it with Facebook or do you launch them locally? Or how do you I know you talked about getting your new distributor started, how you get them started, but do you launch every one of them with a wrap party?
Yeah. A lot of times they'll do the online party themselves just because it's just the template and they just have to copy and paste the posts. Sometimes I'll do the party for them and I'll just go live in the event page and I'll, just go through the party pad literally. And when I get to the loyal customer part, I talk about the main products and that's it. That's because most of my distributors are not in my area. But for the distributors that are, within an hour or two from me, I'll go to their house and I'll do a party for them. And parties are so simple. You literally don't even have to have wraps or any products to do a party. But usually I'll bring some of the main products for the distributor, and get there. I open the party pad. First when I get there, I try to talk to everybody and meet everybody and make connections. And then open the party pad, talk about the wrap, what it is, what it does. And then I open up the opportunity for anybody to wrap. I usually wrap somebody in front of everyone so they can see what it is. Finish going through the party pad. When I get to the loyal customer part, I talk about a lot of the main products. I'll let everyone sample the greens, do the fat fighter demo, and that's it. So simple.
I love it. And that's something we've been trying to implement more is wrap parties and how it's such a big volume boost too, really quick. You're not just texting and waiting on them to sign up and then following up. It's a lot more right then and now. So we've been trying to implement it more, but like I said, I've always been social media, so I'm learning as I go and learning as I teach as well. So it's definitely something we've been working on. So let's talk about follow-ups. And I know what it's like. You don't have, very rarely does someone just sign up right off the bat. Right when you talk to them, they're ready to sign up. So how many times do you think you have to follow up with someone before they sign up?
Oh gosh, I signed up someone the other day that I'm talking to. Okay.
While you're talking.
I'm talking to, and I met up with them probably a year and a half ago, and we've gone back and forth on Facebook probably 25 times. I'm not even kidding. And they finally just signed up. But I will message somebody and it'll be blue for all iPhone users. And I swear, I've followed up people over 10 times and they've ignored me every time. And then finally, it's usually, I feel something that I've posted recently. And so when I follow up with them again, they're ready because that post struck something in their mind. Or, I'll be following up, follow, no response. And then I post something and then they follow up with me and they're like, oh my gosh, like your last post was so inspiring. Like I'm ready to join. But I mean, with being in this business for over 2 years now, I can honestly say there are people that I'm still following up with from when I first joined this company, because I don't scratch anybody's name off ever unless they straight up say like, I'm not interested anymore. Obviously I don't follow up with them like every 2 weeks. Like there are literally people now that I might follow up with once a year or once every 6 months, but never scratching anybody's name off.
How do you stay organized with your business? You know, when you first started, you were busy, you were working full time. I mean, if you are talking to people the way you should be talking to people, you're going to get leads. You're going to get those maybes. You're going to get people that you have to follow up with. So how do you stay organized with your business where you don't just get super overwhelmed?
Well, I learned something about a binder from somebody.
Hey.
So I have a binder, but something that I've also been doing lately, and I got this from Susan because this is what she does. I'd gotten to where like I would forget to write names down in my binder sometimes because a lot of times someone will message me and I'm not home or whatever. So I actually use my calendar, my phone now, and it's super simple because say someone messages me right now and says, I'm interested in the hair, skin, and nails. I'll immediately go to my calendar, my phone for tomorrow and just write their name down for tomorrow. So it reminds me tomorrow to make sure that they signed up. Well, they probably didn't sign up yet, but to follow up with them. And then I set an alarm to where it repeats weekly. So then I know to follow up with them every single week. And then if they give me a specific follow-up date, then I can just move them to that date that they told me to sign up or that they were going to sign up. So that's been really simple for me. But I still use my binder, and I'm still going to like make sure I write everyone's name down in it so I can like have that list. But
I love that. Probably especially if you don't use iCloud or anything like that. You don't want to like something to happen to your phone and then it just be
exactly.
But I do definitely love that because I mean your binder is kind of big, so you don't take it everywhere with you unless you're just like working. And so that is a good way. I've never even thought about using my phone and putting it in my calendar and stuff. So that's cool. Okay, just one more question and I'll let you go. So your journey has been, after 2 years, you're finally a triple diamond. What advice could you give to distributors that have been in for a while or even that have just started or that have been in longer than a year and haven't seen much success? And what's some advice you could give them on the fact that they can still be successful? That's not just a lost cause for them.
Yeah, everyone's journey is different. Everyone has ups and downs in this business. I have downs. People on my team who've promoted have had downs, and then they go right back up again. It's a journey, and it's not always going to be easy, but any successful person in the world did not have it easy. So you just have to fight through those times and fight through the no's, fight through the, all the people saying, well, I'm going to sign up on this day. And then you follow up with them and they don't respond. Fight through that and just know that you're worthy. And I always think about the time is going to pass anyway. Even if it took you 10 years to go ambassador, 10 years to be making $500,000 a year or more, is that not worth it, y'all? This company's not going anywhere. We're going to keep getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And if you just stick with this, you're going to be at the top. I don't know if that answered your question. I hope it did.
No, it does. It does. I mean, we just had I think we finally reached 100 ambassadors. I think because there for a while we were right under. So there's only, after how long has it been? 15, 16 years?
Yeah.
And there's barely 100 ambassadors. So there's so much room for this business to grow, and it's constantly growing every single day. So you just have to remember that you want to be on the ride. You want to be on the journey. You got in at the right time, so you have to push it and push it and push it every single day. Even like I said, even like she said, if it takes you 10 years to make $500,000 a year, I feel like that's worth it because you're never going to make that working for corporate America. Okay. Well, thank you so much, Sydney. I just love you. I'm so thankful that you got on with us tonight.
All righty. Bye. Thanks for having me.
Bye. You're welcome. Bye, Sid.